What's up, Showtime family? It's your boy back again. Today's guest is one of the newest members of the Calgary Stampeders, formerly the interception leader of the entire CFL. We are joined today by Demerio Houston, nickname Spoon. Spoon, what's good?
What's up, my boy?
Chilling, man. Been a long time. Tell me, what's new
Man,
with you outside the contract?
outside the contract, just had twins about 8 months ago. Hey, why you think I had to get the contract?
Hey.
Hey, come on now.
Hey man, I hear that. Man, twins. Hey, that's a
Yeah,
blessing. That's a blessing, but that's also a headache. I know.
boy,
I got a little girl
man.
myself, but
I got a
twins?
boy and girl.
Oh man. You just gonna be busy all off season. All off season you
Man,
gonna be busy.
hey,
That's blessing.
working out, bro. So,
Yeah, yeah, I hear that. I hear that. So first thing I want to get into is you are one of the unique stories in the CFL. In so being that when you first came to the CFL, you was in Winnipeg, but you weren't on the active roster. You were on the practice roster, and I just want you to take me back to that moment, to that that rookie year of yours, and kind of help me understand what was going through your head when you first landed in Winnipeg.
so I came in, but I really got to go back a little further for you. So, I I got picked up off of a workout. They picked me up on a workout in 19, the end of 19, and
Mhm.
they were talking about bringing me up, but that didn't happen. Then COVID happened. So, boom, fast forward to 21. I come in, I'm trying to make the team and stuff, fighting hard and everything. I made the team, but, end up on practice roster. So, literally the week of the first game, my daughter got shot. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like, that was crazy. So, I'm like, trying to figure out like, boom, am I going home? Like, do I go home?
Mhm.
Like I'm trying to figure out like what's up. So long story short, I end up bringing the family all the way up to Winnipeg. So I got my wife and kids, in Winnipeg with me on practice roster, like practice roster, like money, like so. I mean, I just grind. I just kept my head up. Had help from my family and stuff, the coaches and stuff, they, took care of us and, made sure we was good and everything. But I mean, it was just me just grinding and just working hard and just, understanding that, this is my dream and I'm living it, trying to just get my feet wet, you know. Yeah. Everybody told me, you got to go through practice roster before you can actually play. Luckily I was able to stay on the team the whole year. I played maybe 3 games, 4 games. So I was able to, get a taste of the active roster. That second year, I came in with my mindset like I don't care if I'm on special teams, starting defense, or offense, whatever. Hey, I'm being active this year. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't. There was no PR for me in 22. Like I couldn't do it. And the first 2 games, I was able to earn. I played on special teams, and then injury happened. And they end up putting me in the starting lineup for the third game against Hamilton, and
Mhm.
I got my opportunity, man. And
Yep.
hey, I just ran with it.
Yeah. I mean, it. I remember obviously we were teammates back in 2021, and I remember just hearing, that you had your family with you, that you had made the decision to bring your family with you, right? And like like when you got new teammates, you don't necessarily know all the details about them. You don't know whether they're married. You don't know their situation. You don't know nothing about that. But I remember when that incident happened, and then the team was talking about how you was married and had kids. I was like, oh my gosh, like this, because most young kids, I say kids, but most young guys, they don't have that structure. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like they're usually just
by
living their own
themselves.
life, right?
It's just them.
Yeah, they don't have any more responsibility than just taking care of themselves. So when I learned that about you, it gave me like a profound respect for you just as a man, a husband, and a father, but I also understood how difficult it must have been to have to support your family while being on PR and like the mental challenges of just coming in and trying to control what you can control each and every single day without the guarantee of really knowing whether you're going to have that long-term stability, right? So can you talk about just like your approach to the every single day sort of lifestyle while you're, that first year in Winnipeg?
Um, More so, every day coming in, grinding, and making sure like I was new to the system in the CFL, so I didn't know like I was new to the ratio and everything, and I just kind of felt like, okay, I'm next man up. I'm next man up. And I just prepare every day, like, okay, anything can happen. If I'm balling out, like, man, you can even vouch for me. Like, I'm catching picks every week on PR, like two,
Yep.
three a week. So I'm
Yep.
like, man, my time gotta be up. So I gotta be up next. Like, so I'm just being patient, um, grinding, at the facility. Then boom, go home, be with the family, whatever. And that was just an everyday thing. And then I want to say maybe week 10, week 12,
Hmm.
I end up, finally getting my shot or whatever. But I just try to, just keep my head down and, stay motivated and stay prayed up. And I just had a good support system around me that, kept me level headed because when it was rough. I ain't
Hmm.
gonna lie to you. And everybody like, Spoon, how you
Still here.
how are you still here? How are you financially, taking care of your family here and, holding down stuff at the house, in North Carolina with, on a practice roster. And I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, bro, it was God. Two, just my family, bro.
And that's an amazing story. And um, I remember obviously, being teammates. You had, a number of guys in that locker room. Like I think about Strap, D. Alford. So
Yeah,
I think about, Strap. He balled out and he got his opportunity to go back down south, and now he's doing really well with the Falcons. You had Spook. Spook came in. That was his first year in the CFL, and he, made a name for himself. So I'm guessing, and I'm, speculating that seeing those guys come in and have success motivated you even more about what was possible, right? Because you had basically the blueprint, placed before you in terms of, what could happen with, even such unexperience in the league, right? Because
mhm,
a lot of people try to make the claim that you need experience to have success in pro football, but the two guys I just mentioned, they had success just from the jump, right? And you were a
yeah,
part of that room. You were a part of that DB room, right? And I think you were led by, one of the best coaches in the entire league in JY, right? So I think, the structure that you came up in, while it was challenging, it's rewarding now that you're on the other side of it, right? Can
yeah.
you just speak to how you were able to learn the CFL game in Winnipeg under the tutelage of Richie Hall, under the tutelage of JY, and that incredible staff in Winnipeg? What did you learn the game in ways that you didn't think were possible?
I definitely did. Cause like I said, when I came up, I'm just knowing the game from down south. So in camp, we're doing DB drills and JY always PI this, PI that. I'm like, yo, I'm barely touching them. Like, but he's like, nah, up here, like PI is different from down south. Like you can be handsy and stuff down south. You gotta be able to move your feet and,
Yeah.
play. You gotta have good technique. So I feel like that. that elevated my game even more. Because I mean, I'm not cocky, but I'm definitely confident, and I
Gotta
feel
be.
like I'm a good player, but I wasn't, you know, coming up to the CFL definitely helped my game elevate more than when I first got in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like technique wise, footwork wise, just being able to attack the ball differently, reading, the coverages and reading, things differently. Yeah, and then Coach O'Shea, he was hard on, he's trying to make sure special teams is just as important as offense and defense. And when I came up here, like I kind of just looked at, I'm just trying to play defense. Like that's all I'm worried about, defense. But like, nah, Winnipeg, they like, no, you gotta you gotta be on teams first before you can play anything else. You gotta be good and know that first.
Yep.
So, like I can say like I was in a room full of dogs, and I just felt like I'm a dog myself, and just being around them motivated me and pushed me to be, better and be in the position I am today.
Yep. And obviously, that mentality has served you tremendously because last year you led the league in picks with 7. You took two. You took 1 or 2 back?
Just one.
Just 1 against Calgary. That little spot
Yeah.
route, that little hitch route he tried to.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe he threw that. I
Yeah,
couldn't
man.
believe.
Hey, he hit me up. Jake hit me up, and he was like, "Yeah, I threw you 2 of them. You're welcome." So
Yeah,
I appreciate him. I feel like that kind of helped me out a little bit.
yeah. Is there a particular play that sticks out in your mind that kind of sums up your time in the CFL, like your experience so far? Would it be that play?
You talking about just from last year, or you talking about just
The
my
whole, the
whole?
whole, the whole time, the whole time he was in Winnipeg.
I will say that is one special play because that was my first career like professional pick six.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gotta be one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna say that one.
Yeah, I mean, I remember just the thing I'm most, I want, like I say proud, but it's just like is seeing you come in every single day with the same approach, the same mindset, and then ultimately that being rewarded with the contract that you're able to earn and secure for yourself with your new team in Calgary. Can you talk about what went into making the decision to leave Winnipeg and join Calgary?
So it was just more so I just felt like I was wanted more in Calgary.
Mm-hmm.
Winnipeg, they definitely wanted me as well, but I just felt, more wanted, and I just felt, it was just time to just move on and
Yep.
start a new chapter. I definitely, have no bad blood or anything with Winnipeg. That was my first home. I wanted to, like every player, I don't know how other players view their careers, but I always wanted to be with
In one.
one team, yeah, one place my whole career. And which I want. Winnipeg, I've been there 3 years, so of course I wanted to go back, but things just didn't line up that way for me. And, Calgary opened their door for me, and, they're giving me opportunity to, continue playing the game that I love and elevating the game, just coming in to do what I did last year and more.
Yeah. And I'm sure you felt conflicted, right? You felt because Winnipeg has been home, but you're also getting a new opportunity with, let's just be frank, a lot of money, with another team and the ability to duplicate what you did in Winnipeg, right? So I'm sure it was, a conflicting feeling of, I don't want to leave that team, but I have to in order to get what's best for me, get what's owed to me, get what I deserve, right? And that's just the part of football business, right? That's just
Mhm.
part of the business. And like I said, I'm extremely happy because not many people truly understand how difficult it was for you to come into the league, be on PR, you know, uh, get that, starting role in 2022 and then never ever look back, right? Your story is one of the few that are like that, right? All about, having your family and raising and taking care of your family. So that's 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 major respect, at least for me, right? Because I'm a husband, I'm a father. I ain't got twins, but I'm,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
father. Uh,
Look, I'm passing the torch to you because I'm done, my
hey,
boy.
I don't want it. I don't want it. You got it,
Cool.
pimp. You got it.
Nah, we can pass it to somebody else because I'm done with it.
Yeah. But
But
can
nah,
you
that oh my bad. Go
go ahead?
ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah. Also, my family, also played a big part in my decision. I just felt like Calgary was, the best situation for my career and for my
Mhm.
family. I just, like I said, just need to just close that door with Winnipeg and just open up a new chapter with Calgary.
Yeah, and schematically, you guys kind of run similar defenses. They run a lot of cut, but it's
Mhm.
off coverage. Not a whole lot of man to man, but it gives you the opportunity to look into the backfield and do what you do best, which is jump routes, make plays, catch the ball, and take it back. So I
hmm
know that you're excited to get to work in Calgary. And now my question is outside of football, what are you looking forward to most in your new city? Are you do you like the barbecue? Do you like what's the little festival Stampede? Are you a
Yeah,
Stampede guy?
I've heard of it. I actually think I seen something about it on Instagram, but it'll be a new experience. I've been to Calgary before, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
downtown Calgary kind of reminds me of downtown Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely excited to get there and learn the new culture there and just experience everything and just I'm ready to put on that red though. Like literally, little league from little league, I've always wore blue.
Yeah.
Like I was elementary school, wore blue. I was a Blue Devil. Middle school, of course, I was Gold Lion, but like college, I wore blue, and pros I wore blue. So this is my first time like wearing like a different color other than blue, like red. Like I'm excited. Your boy gonna be dripped out in that red now.
Honestly,
Hey,
and
hey,
if there's not one thing you ain't learned, is learn how to dress out there. Playing with
boy.
guys like Spook, playing with
Oh
guys
boy.
like Darby. Playing with.
Swag, your practice swag gotta be on point, or they gonna make you go back in and change it. Like Spook already told me, like, look, we gonna be watching, so you better have it on. So
And
yeah,
I remember the first days. I was like, bro, who is this little dude out here? Not got no, not nail bit of swag, not nothing. And then I see you when you making plays. You dripped out. You got the cleats on. You got the towels on. You got the. I was just like, this ain't the same spoon that
hey
that was
boy,
with Winnipeg with.
hey,
That man had grown up.
hey, them boys made me pull out some ball hawk cleats. Boy, I had some custom cleats one game, boy. Hey, they're different.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, we just at practice. Spook, like, calm down. He like, no, man, no,
you
Go
practice how
go
you
back.
play.
Yeah, he like you gotta go back and change that, my boy. So yeah,
I'm happy for you, man. You know, I can't really think of anything else that I really want to get into. I mean, we've touched on everything. I mean, the only thing we didn't touch on is your time at Southern. But um, how was that for you? How? I guess my question is how was your experience at Southern?
that was a new experience. That was my first time being away from home. Like,
Mm.
so traveling to Canada was a little more of a challenge and experience, but I've been away from home. Like I was 11, 12 hours away from home in college. So being in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that was, the Bayou, different culture of food, the Bayou Classic in New Orleans on Thanksgiving every year.
Mm.
I feel like that type of game is like West Final, Grey Cup
Mhm.
type of energy. Like, oh, it's lit. Like it's a different scene,
Stadium's rocking.
man. Packed out in the Superdome, in the Saint
Oh,
Superdome. The whole New
that's
Orleans,
electric.
whole New Orleans is shut down the whole weekend, man. And Grambling versus Southern in the Bayou Classic. Oh
Yeah,
man, I hopefully I can get down there. You know, one of these years. I know normally, I'm in the Grey Cup, so it might be after I retire because I'm looking to keep going to the Grey Cup.
yeah. Speaking of the Grey Cup, can you talk about just the overall feeling that you get playing in the biggest game each and every year? Like you've been spoiled because your first year you won the Grey Cup, right? So for a lot of players that doesn't happen that way. So it's become an expectation for you. And that's not always the reality, but what is your feeling surrounding that game and being in that game so many times throughout the first 3 years of your career? How do you approach the big game?
Well, yeah, I was fortunate to win it my first year, but I was on the practice roster. I say my first 2 years, I never got to really experience it because I was either on practice roster or I was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So last year was my first time actually playing in the game. And, I was just trying to keep my emotions all bottled up and trying to stay level headed and stay focused on, the game, but trying not to get too hyped, but trying not to, be too chill about it. Cause, it's the Grey Cup. This is my first
Yeah.
Grey Cup. I'm starting in my first Grey Cup. Um, it's definitely like a great experience. Obviously the outcome didn't go in our favor, but just being on that stage and, that's like guys look at the Super Bowl. Like that was my Super Bowl. Like that's our Super Bowl. Just a different feeling. But best believe that was my last one.
Oh, yeah, I
That
believe it. Shoot. I
that
mean,
was my last one.
you got a long career ahead of you. I mean, you're only what, 27?
7. Yep.
27? Shoot. I mean, you got a lot of football left in front of you. So I know it's not going to be the last time you end up in the big game. And next time, I'm hoping that you and your team pull it out and win. But I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your day, out of your busy day, with all them
Yeah.
kids. You
Boy.
know, all them
Yeah.
kids. I can't.
Man.
Taking time out of your busy day just to chop it up with me.
All good, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
Of course.